Judge Maj the Phoenix, and welcome to Nix Plays Bladestorm, the 100 Years War. So that's a rather very awesome cutscene right there, and that's how you do it, Square Enix. Lots of awesome actiony bits, really awesome camera shots and twirls and stuff, and it only lasts 1 minute. It doesn't take up the entire game. Okay, just a little hint there. So this is a game that I first came across when my brother was playing it on PlayStation 3. He bought it way back, and I thought it was pretty damn awesome. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to get that. Excuse me there. So I ended up getting it, and I absolutely love this game. It lasts forever. You can, I don't think that like this game actually ever ends, and it's awesome. And the more you play it, obviously, the more you level up your character. So the game will actually explain the premise of who you are and what you're going to do. And we have a bit of a cutscene here, so am I going to be quiet for it? No. Do we have subtitles? We better bloody do, because I'm going to talk. So I might as well go over the premise of the game. Basically, you're a mercenary, and the 100 Years War was between, it was a real thing, it did take place, it really did take place. It was between Britain and France, and basically Britain was trying to take over French territory and claim it as their own, because Britain claimed that France was always theirs. I'm not quite sure what the, I'm not quite sure if it's actually true that Britain was really France. France was really Britain's territory or not, but sadly in the end, I'm going to spoil it, France ended up winning, mostly because Edward the Black Prince of Wales passed away during the battle and all of the British soldiers lost their morale, which is a shame because, I mean, no offence, but we probably could have done without France. But anyway, without getting into that, of course. So you're a mercenary, and you have no side. So as you can see by that little cutscene there, you can obviously mercenaries switch sides, whoever's paying the most, and that's basically who you are. You're fighting for Britain and France. You can fight for either one whenever you want, whoever's giving you the most money. That's basically how a mercenary works. Whoever's paying the most money, of course the mercenary is going to go to them. However, obviously being British, I don't very much care for the French, and I will only fight for the French side in this game if I have to, because there are certain moments in the game where you have to advance the story, but predominantly I'm going to be fighting for the French. And there's me! And what's quite funny is you get to pick what gender your character is, but that's clearly a guy. So, nice one there, Coey. Nice one there. Sort of sexism straight away in the game. It's not the kind of thing you want to throw at your game, but we'll get past that. So, I'm actually going to choose a female. Why? Because it'd be pretty awesome to have a female mercenary. Now, this guy's the bartender, the barkeep. He's pretty cool. But I have to say, all of these French and British accents are really terrible in this game. Clearly, Coey didn't bother to go and hire British and French, English-speaking voice actors, because they're all American and they can't do British or French for shit. Pardon my language, but it's the truth. They sound absolutely terrible, and I mean, it doesn't spoil the game totally, but it somewhat does. So who we're going to choose here? Who are we going to choose? She looks rather eerie. She looks like she doesn't get out in the sun much. She looks a little bit just too vampire for me. But I mean, no, I kind of like her model, but not her skin colour. See, I can be really picky. She looks like she's freaking 12 years old, and shouldn't be on the battlefield at all. She looks alright, I guess. Rather, yeah, we're not going to go too into how they look. We're not going to go into detail of how the characters look in this game. Who are we going to choose? Might choose Pigtails Girl. I just realised I can't hear their voices because I currently had my earphones plugged in to the PC, so if you'll excuse me for a second. Wow, that's really loud. Okay, I think, who are we going to choose? I don't know, she's just saying battle maiden to me, so, well, let's listen to these voices. Oh, good God, no. No. Really? So all of the voices are freaking foreign. They sound atrocious. Could I not have a... Can I not have...
Forward. Steel yourselves. Let the enemy beware. We must
Oh my god, really?
the strong shall be victorious.
I'm gonna go for this one because it just sounds the least ridiculous to me. Continue, please. Thank you. Don't try and chat me up. Don't try and chat me up. I'll kick you in the bollocks, okay? We're gonna go for Nixie because I'm saying that's the feminine version of Nix, and it only makes sense to call her Nixie. So, how can I press enter? It literally won't let me hit enter. How do we get down to that enter? Can I go to enter, please? Oh, there we go. Okay. Odd way to press enter, but okay then. I'm actually going. Okay, sorry about that. Way too loud. I sadly can't control the volume that goes into my earphones because these are just standard earphones, and I have one of those Turtle Beach plugins that plug into the AC connections at the back of the TV. So I have no way of controlling the audio in the game, and it's killing my ears, and I sort of lose concentration trying to talk, and I'll probably end up talking way too loud and kill your ears. Though, actually, at the moment, I'm having a bit of problem with my microphone. It has 3 different settings. It's a blue snowball, and the first setting is usually the one that I use, but lately, for some reason, every time I talk a little bit too loud, you get that horrid bass boom, and it sounds utterly horrid. So I've had to switch to setting 2, which is sort of a little bit more low-key, a little bit quieter, almost instantly make sure that only my voice is heard. So, and I've had a bit of problems keeping the audio balanced with that, but hopefully it'll be alright. What's really a shame is I was hoping to actually change this to Japanese voice acting and English subtitles, but it seems as though they don't have that option on this game, which is a big shame, because somehow I just think this would sound 10 times better with Japanese voice actors and English subtitles. But oh well. So we have no money at the moment, but the bar is like our main hub. This is where we go get our contracts, where we buy things, like the merchant here. He will sell us different items for our mercenary, and then we have recruits here, so we can recruit men to fight for us, and then gossip basically can talk to all of the different people. Really, it's not all that important to talk to these people. I think there's only a few instances where you need to talk to someone. Well, you don't need to. It's sort of for a special thing, like a special item. And then here is our sort of everything to do with our character. As we can see, we have no fame at the moment, sad face. But let's go for our first contract, and we're going to obviously choose the English forces because I'm British, and my affiliation is with the British, and I shall not betray them. So, defeat the famed commanders, capture the most unyielding of strongholds. That is how you will sell your name. So, how does this game work? Basically, when you get onto the battlefield, the main goal is to take over fortresses. Now, usually, each mission you have to take over a certain fortress or 2 fortresses. However, you can take over all of the other ones if you like, and then go for the last ones. But your contracts only last a certain number of days, which means if you don't take over the fortresses you were supposed to in those number of days, you fail. I'm not quite sure if you lose all your loot, but you obviously fail, which is not good at all, because you're not there to fail. So let's just read this. Normandy, located in northwestern France, also faced England across the strait. Because of this, the English and French were constantly fighting each other for the area. Currently, the French forces have the advantage, excuse me, as they are located on the mainland, although the English still controlled a major port in the area and were gradually increasing their strength. The battle was only going to intensify both forces and both forces resorted to hiring as many mercenaries as they could. So I'm not quite sure if mercenaries actually played a part in the 100 Years' War. I can imagine that back then they probably did. There were probably mercenaries around. I'm not sure there would be as many now, but... So this is the really irritating tutorial that you don't need to know about. Unless you really... unless you haven't played this game before. So basically, you take over a group of men, and if you hold RB, they go and attack for you. As you can see here, I'm holding RB, and she starts swinging her sword. We have, as you can see at the bottom, Y, B, and X, almost like lightning returns. Those are our special moves. We can use them indefinitely, but they each have a timer. So we're going to be going through many different classes here, but first we have the swordsman. I'm not going to be using a lot of swords and shields. The only ones I really like to use are great swords, which is almost like excuse me, Cloud Strife's Buster Sword. They're awesome. They're like huge swords that do a lot of damage. And as you can see, with each different class of soldier, so these are just sword and shield men, they have a level, and there we go, we leveled up there. And each different class of soldier, you level up with you level up independently. So here we have horses. Again, these are level 1 because I haven't leveled them up yet, which is quite nice, so you can focus on whatever class you enjoy using. However, later on in the game, it gets a bit troublesome if you want to switch to a different class, you want to try out something new, and that class is still level 1. You'll do meager damage to the soldiers when they're a lot higher than you, because eventually obviously the contracts get higher, the battles become harder to complete, and the enemies have more health and do more damage, etc. But luckily there's usually a few contracts that are low level that you can use. So here we're using the archers. The archers don't have a special attack if you hold RB. You have to use their they don't have a normal attack if you hold RB, you have to use your special attacks there on the buttons. And they also have arrows, so they can run out. Which, when you're in battle, it can be a bit of a pain when you run out of arrows with the archers. And you just basically have to ditch them and let them die, because once they run out of arrows, they're completely pointless. You can't use the archers anymore. They don't bring out any daggers or swords, so again, this is just a tutorial, and it's nothing interesting really. Once we get into the real battles, that's when the fun begins. Right now, we're just getting thrown text block after text block on how to play. So what I'm going to choose, we have some horses over here. Now, as you can see, these ones have a shield on them. These archers, they have a shield. We can't take them because they're to do with this fort right here. This is one of our forts right here in this area. If those archers die, then the fort loses 1 health, and I don't know how many health this fort has, it doesn't say, but later on we'll see. Oh, there we go. If you look at the top right hand corner, this has 3 health. So once 3 of those shield troops are killed, then that base commander or fort commander, he will come out, and if he dies, if the enemy kill him, then they take over the fort, basically. And that's the premise of what you've got to do. You've got to take over as many forts as possible. But mainly you're just aiming to take over the ones that the game, the contract's issuing you to. But like I said, you can go and kill them. You can go and take out as many forts as you want and then go and do the main ones. Or you can just straight away go and take out the forts you're supposed to and go on to your next contract. However, if you do that, you're not going to make a lot of money, you're not going to kill a lot of troops, you're not going to level up a lot, you're not going to get any loot. So it's worth taking out forts that you don't really have to. Now, if you notice, these archers and they're all archers actually, but their arrows their symbol is glowing red, and the reason they're glowing red is that's because the archers are one of the horse's weaknesses, which is really good because it's a challenge. Obviously, it presents a challenge. Not everything is balanced. Each different troop class or each different class of fighter, so swordsmen, archers, bowmen, etc., they all have their own weaknesses. And I believe, obviously, spearmen are the horse's weaknesses, and then you've got pikemen and halberds and such. So you have to be careful, because when you come across them, you won't do hardly any damage to them. Like, as you can see here, the swordsman, I'm doing like 100 damage right now. But if I went up against some bowmen, which are over there, and I tried to use the charge on them, I'd probably do about 8 to 20 damage, so I wouldn't be able to kill any of them. So that's nice that the game obviously doesn't sort of just let any class kill any class with ease. And if you notice in the bottom left hand corner, the green bar is my health, the yellow bar is the special. It's basically called Bladestorm, and once it completely fills up, then Bladestorm activates instantly. You can't choose when it activates, and it makes your troops move a lot faster, do more damage, and your special attacks also charge quicker. So as you can see at the bottom, they're charging right now, and they charge much faster, and you get more points for killing soldiers and such, and thus you level up quicker and you take bases quicker, etc, etc. And also at the bottom left hand corner you'll see what level my horses are at the moment, my sword horsemen, what level the troops are. And also, again, if you look right at the bottom, you have those sort of I don't know how to describe them. Those little silver sort of pieces that look like stick men without any arms or legs, or sort of like that. And that's basically how many horses I have in my cavalry at the moment, in my troop. And I believe that just counts for one, but eventually you'll get giant ones where you'll have, once you level up enough, you'll have like 20 or 30 horses in your troop, and you can do some real damage then. When you have a group of men like this, you can literally just completely take the lot out in a second. So we're still fighting to take this fort out at the moment, and it's been a bit of a pain. I'm not seeming to spawn enough shield troops at the moment, which is rather irritating. No, this isn't the one we're actually supposed to be taking out, and we can't take those out because they are archers. And we don't want to touch the archers because we cannot kill them on horseback, sadly. Eventually you get things like cannons and trebuchets and such, and I've sadly not had a lot of experience with trebuchets and cannons because they rarely spawn. You have to have a particular battlefield for them to spawn. I don't know what the spawn requirements are, which is very frustrating. But they are a lot of fun to use when you do get to use them. And I'm not quite sure what happened there. I randomly... Other advice. If you're reading this, you were knocked out, weren't you? Oh, I see. I lost my health. Once you die... once you're knocked out, which means when your green bar goes all the way down, you actually fail the contract. So that was just because it's a training... Because it's the training mission, or training contract, you don't get... mission failed. But if you are knocked off your if you're knocked out altogether, then, or killed, I guess you could say killed, then the contract ends and you have to restart it, which is a pain. And this is rather annoying. We're not seeming to spawn. How much health has this got? This has got 2 health left. Oh my word! I thought I've taken out 5. I've taken out 5 shield troops, surely. Oh, this is absurd! I keep getting lots of archers, and I can't really take them out. And they're all, it's typical because they're the shield ones. So as you can see, I'm only doing 30 damage to the archers, which is rather irritating. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get off my horse and take out this troop leader by myself with my sword. Now, when you're on your own, when you're without as you can see here, I'm on my own, I don't have a troop at all, you can do this. It's it's more dangerous to do this because you can have like all of these men fighting you at once. If they were swordmen, I'd probably die soon. But there you go, I killed the commander, or the troop leader, and once he dies, they all run off like little girls. So that's quite nice. As you can see, I'm using a sword right now. I do believe that's your primary weapon. I'm not sure if you can set any other primary weapon, but I think it's a sword that you have to end up using as a primary. I'm not quite sure. I haven't played this game, I played this game quite a while back, so... But I have my own special weapons here because this is I'm sword class right now, so I can use these special attacks and take out their leader with ease. Oh dear, that's not good. We will have to dodge these men. And heavy strike. Yeah, okay, come on, just this last guy. There we go. Okay, now we've got the base commander out. If I'm lucky, I can kill him without his troops managing to kill me. Yes, luckily my allies are helping me here. I can't take those horses though because they are shielded horses, which means they are part of the base, which I cannot touch them, which is annoying. But no worries, I'm going to take out this base commander. Die, sir, die! Die, you dog! Tackle. Okay, tackle's not my best move. Heavy strike is one of my best moves. Heavy strike basically doubles my damage, I believe. Same for mighty arm. They're quite similar. And there we go. We've taken over the position. And it tells you, yes, once you defeat a base commander, you take over the base, and you get lots of treasures, goodies, which we have right here. Now, I just want to mention right now, because I'm probably going to end this video here. I'm thinking of, instead of just doing one episode that's 20 minutes and then having to cut off I may just do maybe an hour-long video and then cut it off after each 20 minutes. So I just cut off a chunk, and what I do is I pause it, then I'll say, okay, finish here, and then I'll cut it off, and then I'll continue the next time I upload. I'm not quite sure how you guys feel about that, but I'm just going to do that now, so you sort of get a taste for it. So I'll say it now, but thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Take care. And I'm not quite sure if I'll do this every time I cut off. I'll probably sort of just leave it on a cliffhanger sort of thing, and then my commentary will just continue on next time. But yes, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. So goodbye, guys. Okay, hello everyone. Nix here, or Phoenix, and we're back on the battlefield, of course. For me, I've just continued, but for you, obviously, it's the next day. And we still need to take over the oh dear, I just got knocked over by the horses there. I don't like enemy horses. They can do some real damage when you're your foot soldiers. But there's August. Now August is another mercenary. If we manage to kill August, then we get a treasure, and usually mercenaries give you quite good treasure, other mercenaries. And you'll come across these mercenaries often, and sometimes they'll be fighting for you, obviously sometimes they won't be. But you'll also come across special troops. We'll get back to that in a minute. So now we've activated Bladestorm, and as you can see, I'm running a lot faster, I'm attacking faster, and if I use shield attack, you'll see it's charging up a lot quicker. And Bladestorm is your chance to do a lot of damage really quickly and get a lot of points. Sadly, it was activated for me a bit late. I mean, I don't know why they decided to put it so you couldn't actually choose when to activate it, because it's sort of, it can turn on at very unnecessary times. Maybe like you kill one soldier and then it suddenly activates. It really doesn't help. So as you can see, the day is nearly coming to an end, and I'm just trying. We're never going to be able to take out those horses, which is a pain because they're the shield soldiers. Okay, if my soldiers can get in here really quickly, then we can activate the base and we can take them over. Come on guys, come on. Quickly get in here, and then the base commander will appear. So if some of the AI allies get to the base and there's enough of them, it will force the base commander out. Like, there you go. So, and then he comes out, and then you can attack him. And luckily enough, I think we're going to be able to kill him just in time. So we managed to get our objective there and killed him just in time. Woohoo! Was that it? Or do we have enough one to collect? Contract fulfilled. There we go. And we managed to fulfill it. Actually, in fact, I don't think I am going to... I did all of that. Goodbye, guys. I'll see you next time. But I think I'm actually going to leave this all in, because I completed the contract now, and it's not much more memory. So apologies for the whole confusion there. But if a battle, these battles can last quite a while sometimes. If a battle lasts a lot longer than 20 minutes, then what I'll do is I'll probably just pause, let it cut off, and then I'll continue on. So yeah, it just makes things a lot easier for me. And although I guess it'll be a bit weird, obviously, if I pause, then it cuts off, and then the commentary just continues on like normal the next episode. I guess you could call it a cliffhanger. As I say, it's just a lot easier for me because obviously the size of these files they're quite big, and I don't want to be uploading 2 GB files because that can take forever on YouTube. I'd rather just upload a gigabyte. So, but we'll just let the barkeep talk here, and then we'll end this episode here. So apologies for the confusion there when I said goodbye, guys. See you next time. Take care. But I'll be repeating that again in a minute. So the barkeep, well, I think he used to be an old mercenary, and he sort of gives you tips and tricks and stuff over the game. And we got ourselves a war diary. So this basically just tells us about the people we come across. This is our story. I won't read that now, I'll read that next episode. So anyway, thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're looking forward to more Bladestorm videos. It is a really fun game, lots of fun to play. And yeah, I'll be hoping to get all the way to the end. Hopefully it won't take me as long as it did when I first played it, which was a very long time. So yes, thank you for watching, take care, have a good day.